Side hustles versus jobs. Which is better? Is a side hustle better than a job, or is a job better than a side hustle? And why, if it? Like why? Yeah.
So jobs are just your dog. You just have to, the thing, ne? Because there's this guy, ne? I won't say his name, because this thing's gonna go viral. Yeah. Bruh, I hate that guy, bruh. It's funny. You know yourself. Yes, I hate you, my heart.
Yeah.
I know who to is superior, but low key, I don't like. Dog, okay. Management is supervise. Supervise chilling this or manage chilling this or. And then now when you do, lentole, why lentole supervise? I did it because the manager says so. No, I said do this. So in that terms, it just confuses you. You're even manje like awusawazi ukuthi wenza umsebenzi ongawenzi. So even the workforce, like it's toxic again. Mostly, I know, guys, it's really toxic workforce. People don't, even when you're doing great, you're always spanning. People don't like you. So the whole thing about job, about them savings, I don't like it. I would prefer side hustle. Yeah. So jobs are just draining. I see it for my pops, see it for my aunties. Now I'm old. Now I see people. Job is not
Yeah, I get you.
I can't say much, you guys. Funny enough, I just started a side hustle. Just follow me, go Orosense, follow my page. It's all about perfumes and shit like that. Yeah, just including this. Come on, man. Support local business.
Yeah.
Jobs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a job can be a hindrance if the job you're actually doing is what you love.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Ready?
Okay, yeah. I don't love
the hindrance. The hindrance starts to become when it's something you don't love. You have to pay bills. you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you're so debt trapped to, like, you have to pay bills. You have to.
Yeah, I have no choice. Yeah.
But if it's something you're highly passionate about, something which has been a purpose within your life for the longest of time, I don't think it can be a hindrance. Because for some of us, for some of you guys to do some side hustles, it is because you're born with a schmuck, man. I cannot by any means live by this only. I need to. You understand? So, amen. Because side hustles, in majority of the times, are initiated, I usually initiated for I to be ignited to do it. It is because it's either I want to survive or I'm highly passionate about that particular thing.
Yeah.
So also, to me, it's all if to me, my G, if it's something you love, I don't see any problem. Yeah, that's my
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, ne?
Yeah.
Side hustles versus jobs.
Yeah.
Which one is better? Ne?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the question.
Let me tell you. Yeah. Side hustles versus jobs. Which one is better? I don't think there is any that is better than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's people who tried acting smart, who actually tried weighing the two particular things, as to say having a side hustle is better than having a job. Ne?
Yeah.
My take on the particular topic is that just start with what you have where you are. If your current life circumstances drive you to actually having a job, have a job. If your current life circumstances allows you to start a business, start a business. Because as they always say, you should never open or start a business with an empty stomach. if you start a business with an empty stomach, you're obviously gonna eat your seeds before they actually go up.
What do you mean?
So you should never start a business with an empty stomach.
Depend
Ne?
upon that.
Let me dwell more on that.
Yeah.
Ne? When you start a business with an empty stomach, ne? Your entire business becomes personal to you.
Okay.
Because your emotional state is so invested in the particular business, and you will eventually like tell yourself, "See, this business cannot fail.
Yeah.
If it fails, it takes a lot away from you." You understand?
The mentality, dog, of I think now Steve Jobs, it was that we can go Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
They did this on an empty stomach.
No, they never started these businesses with an empty stomach. They are well off. Remember when Mark dropped out.
Sorry guys,
Mark didn't drop out of varsity. In fact, he didn't drop out of school. Sorry, he dropped out of varsity.
That's
Harvard. In fact,
Yeah, that's Harvard.
you understand? So he was not starting the business with an empty stomach. You understand that? So that's what I'm saying. Ne? Our problem as blacks is that we love taking advices from people who are at the toppest level of life. The advices that are applicable or that works for people who are already rich are advices that cannot work for you as a young black man living in Soweto. You understand? Those top people can tell you, leave school.
So where do you need to get advice from?
Let me continue on that. Let me continue on that. Let me continue on that. Let me finish.
My guy now was I don't know. Are you comfortable with me sharing about this?
Yeah.
He was a victim of that. He was a victim of leaving school because there's this guys. I know you youngins leaving school because you think forex is gonna. Please tell them. Hey, Baba.
So also
he was a victim. He was a victim. He thought that you know what. And I'm sure you're coming from a place. That's why you.
Yeah,
I understand. That's why
why
I understand.
Yeah.
He did forex on an empty stomach. Yeah, but so while we spoke, now we said in order to start forex, you need to have a stable income background. And I don't believe people who just start on the empty stomach and then they just in life in forex. Forex is just dwell more.
Yeah. So yeah, it's okay. I understand, man. The ignition inside you, ne?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying, ne, in context, ne? There are certain advices that you may receive in life, ne? They are right, but they are not right for you. They work, but they may not work for you because of where you are at that time. So some advices, it's not that they are not right. They are just not right now. You understand?
Kanye.
For example, yeah.
Kanye.
for example, ne, there are some advices in Vitu that only works for the top class in life. You understand? Those advices, if you may take them, they might take a lot from you. You understand? For example, ne, it's easier to tell a 14-year-old who has parents who are stable to just say, go to leave school and follow your dreams. But you cannot take that very same advice and give it to a young black person growing up in Soweto with a single parent and tell that particular person who has no background, who has no backbone, that leave school and pursue or your particular goals. That advice is right, but it's not just right at that particular time. If that person was to take that advice, it becomes more of a gamble. It may either give him or her big rewards, big fruits, or it might take that particular person's entire life and put it to the ground. And there are people who love saying, Wuti, when you are young, risk, you have nothing to lose. I think they are mistaken. When you are young, you actually have a lot more to lose because you lose the most valuable thing, which is time. When you are young, you may risk, but it's not everything you do is not risk free. You lose time. You may start a degree at 20 and say, and maybe at 24 say, this is not working out for me. Let me look for another degree. They say, it's young. Yeah, you can risk. Yeah. It's okay. When you start a new degree at 24, you may finish it at 28. Once you're at 28, you are now no longer young. You cannot afford to make mistakes now. Because that particular phase that you are getting in your life, now you have to start your own family. Now you have to get married. So when they told us, when you are young, risk, I think they lied to us. When you are young, that's when you actually have a lot more to lose because you lose time. You end up not being employable. They'll tell you are old. You are now 35. No, you are too old. Because you were young and then you lost time. So time when you are young is the most valuable asset. You understand? And this is what I would just say in general about life. Life as a whole is a huge gamble. We're all in a huge. No, I'm not.
Let's talk about risk. Risk is about gamble.
No, there's a difference between risk and gambling. It's not the same thing.
Wow.
Gambling can be defined as an activity that involves high level of risk. Mm-hmm. So gambling is just an activity that has high level of risk. Mm-hmm. Do you understand what I'm saying? While you are drinking this cup, you are not sure if it's clean or it's dirty. Mm-hmm. It may contain a certain virus in which when you consume the water you may become sick. So there is also risk in drinking this water, but the risk is less. You understand the difference between gambling and risk? Risk in fact is there in everything. And this is what I wanted to emphasize on my point. Let me finish my point. And then
let me finish it.
Yeah, because so this is what I was saying. Yeah. I said life as a whole is gambling. Life is a huge gamble. Yeah. Each and everything you do in life associates itself with gambling. You understand? Let's say, for example, you have just started school. Right. Each and every day, your parents or maybe the people who are responsible for you will give you money for lunch. But each and every day. They may give you that particular money for the first 10 years of your education, thinking they are investing. When you are done with school, they are going to harvest. Only for you to leave school at grade 10 and say, nah, I want to drive a taxi. So now they have lost their bet because of you. So our goals and dreams as a whole are a huge gamble because you are not sure as to whether you are actually going to succeed or you are not going to succeed. So that's why that is what I mean when I say, everything we do in life is gambling. Sleeping at night is gambling because you don't even know if you will wake up in the morning. That's how far it gets. You may sleep and never wake up. Just going to sleep is a gambling. It's gambling.
Stay awake, guys.
No.
For also, right, let's say who's part and you want to build a long-term thing.
Yeah.
You actually need to have some empirical experience, like literal experience on how to run that particular thing. That's where the work environment thing can go. Right? I don't know whether I'm making sense. As to say, you need to experience so that you can take that particular experience or hambu yozenze. Phela asingakhohlwa in the end reward at the end of the day, imali. Right? But the question, are you happy doing that now? Are you more vogue saying, do you have that thing, I'm going to work? You know, that happiness, singing and saying,
you are happy unless you're gonna see your crush or that's where you're happy. Yeah, that's obvious. Yeah, when you crash,
because a happy person at work, there's too much progress there. There's too much productivity there. But a dull and a null person, for the sake of doing, you understand? So my thing I would say, the happiness of Mishana, very important. I've worked almost 12 years of my life not happy, thinking I was happy. Understand? So also for my side hustle, Uguti, because the other thing, we shouldn't make a side hustle a short-term goal. It should be a long-term goal. But I need that experience on how to run things, operational things, on admin, so that when this thing goes, I know I'm building a happy environment for people I work with for the future. That's my take.